Hello, my lovely soul, and welcome to Unstoppable Confidence. I am your host, Lauren Glick. I am here to bring you my energy, my motivational speaking, and me being a confidence mentor. My mission is to inspire women to own who they are, step into their higher selves fearlessly, and live a life with unstoppable joy. On this show, we are going to cover everything from aligning your life to your higher self, setting boundaries, self-growth, and living a purpose-driven life. Let's get you living a meaningful life you cannot wait to wake up to. Stop driving and start living with ease and abundance. Cheers to living a magical life. And I am so grateful to be on this journey with you. Now, let's head into today's episode. Hello, my lovely. Thank you so much for being here. I am stoked to introduce you today to Anna Laura and Alex. They are the founders of ShexShines, and I'm really excited for you to listen into their story today and how they first met and started their company, because I think it's really important. First of all, networking. You two, don't want to ruin, spoiler alert, but you met on social media. And I have met so many amazing women on social media as well. So I would absolutely love to, get the story from you guys. You two ladies, excuse my words. You two ladies, on how you met and how you started to grow your business together.
Yeah. Well, hello. Thank you for having us. We are so excited to be here. So I'm Alex, and my wonderful business partner and work wife, Anna Laura, and I are the co-founders of ShexShines, and we help multi-passionate women ditch their overwhelm so you can make a business that actually makes money. And as multi-passionates, we understand the struggle of wearing a bajillion hats and having a million roles. And that's kind of what led us to each other. So I got my start in the entrepreneur world in network marketing. I was a Beachbody coach at the time. I thought fitness was going to be my life. I was an athlete in high school and very briefly in college, and I had always loved working out. So I thought, this is my lane, like fitness. Got certified as a kickboxing instructor. And that really, like I said, that's where I thought I was going to live. And Anna Laura was the same. I'm speaking for her, but you will soon find out we share a brain at this point, almost 4 years. And so Anna Laura was also into fitness and isogenic. So it's funny, we were both working for separate network marketing companies, but doing the same thing. And I have started a Facebook group, funny enough, for speech therapists. So my full-time job is I am a medical speech pathologist on top of being the co-founder of ShexShines. And I was just looking to connect with other women, and someone in this group was like, hey, I went to college, Anna Laura, or high school?
Yes, college. Yeah.
This is like when you're dating, right? You have to like tell this story correctly. So this girl went to college with Anna Laura, and said, you should reach out to her. She's into the same things as you. She just moved to Philadelphia, which is where I'm living right now. She gave me Anna Laura's information, and I totally stalked her on Instagram, like got back to when her and her husband had like first gotten married and first met. And
that was like years back. And you're
I mean, she like deep dived
years, no shame. And I was like, oh, she looks normal. So I just slid into those DMs.
It took her going back many years to establish that I would look normal.
Normal-ish. And we went out for coffee, and coffee turned into drinks. And we just kept, after that meeting, we kept meeting up for drinks, and we called it Rose Ramblings. We would bring our laptops to the bar and get a glass of bubbly or 2 or 3 and just kind of
share resources.
Talk about business.
Rose Rambling. Hopefully you two have like looked into that like website to make sure. If you haven't gotten already, that's actually a pretty cool business idea.
We
And
had a very brief YouTube series called Rose Ramblings. You can
Yes.
you can probably find them
It's
where we
still
would
there.
have some rose and answer questions.
I love it. Interesting. And I really like the fact, I was in fitness too. So
Yeah, that's right.
just seems like I'm not going to put us all in a box, but I mean, it's always that like or maybe it's those women that I truly do get along with are those ones that are in fitness. Anna Laura, what MLM did you start out with?
Yeah, I was with Isogenics.
Oh, how
So,
funny.
yeah. So it was so interesting because when we first met up, I mean, both of us brought our notebooks and we were just so eager to learn from each other just over coffee. Like this was coffee with a purpose from the beginning. I mean, we just knew just based in the DMs that we each could learn something from each other. And so, yeah, over time, it just evolved and we realized like other people need what we have here, like what we keep bringing our laptops to the bar for.
Did you too have your foundational, like the business, like the education behind your business? Were you learning primarily from your MLMs?
So I know for myself, what made me start reaching out to other people like Anna Laura is I had started doing more business development and personal development outside of what my network marketing company was giving me.
Yeah.
And so I think Anna Laura and I were on the same page because as we started working together, like meeting up, we both like, it took us a while to say it because I think we were both like very nervous to say it, but we were both thinking about leaving our network marketing company, but we didn't know what the next steps were going to look like. So we were in those beginning stages of entrepreneurship where we were transitioning out of one thing, learning, doing kind of the self-education and figuring out our foundations and what we wanted to do and who we wanted to serve. And are we going to leave this company? What is that going to look like? And so we will say, if you know us and you've listened to our story before, we'll say we floundered around for about a year and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whole like what was that 2017, 18 something?
Yeah.
Like it was just a whole year of like, what are we doing with our lives? Like
floundering, just figuring it out.
That's funny. Even like when you know what's going on, like when you feel like from an outsider's perspective, looking in, like if I feel like people are looking in, they're like, wow, her shit's really like, it's really dialed. I still am like, what am I doing like on a daily basis?
Oh yeah. I feel like
for sure.
As an entrepreneur, like if you're not asking yourself that at least once a week, like, I mean, I don't know a single person who like totally has it together. Entrepreneur or not, right?
That's true. I love it. So when you two had that conversation of, okay, we're going to, because what am I trying to say here? Of taking your MLMs and you're merging them together into the business. How did that start off for you two? And what was that foundational? And what was the foundational business, right? And did you have any mentors outside of your MLM?
This such great questions. So outside of my MLM, I had invested in like other courses and like mindset, like really like diving into that personal growth because I didn't know what else to do at the time, I think mostly. So I was like, well, at least I can work on myself and get to know myself better so that I can figure out like what gifts I even have to offer the world outside of fitness and outside, because like something wasn't jiving right in that industry for me. And it took a road trip with my husband to California and back. And on the way, we made a list of like, okay, if you could have your dream job, like what would it be? Like, and I was like, oh, it'd be really cool to travel, take pictures, work with female entrepreneurs. I don't know what that looks like though. At the time, I thought it was a lifestyle YouTube vlogger.
I remember those days.
Yeah, right. Those like 3 videos I had. So that was the short-lived YouTube career, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely not my jam. But it ended up opening my eyes to seeing like those answers, like traveling, working with female entrepreneurs, like manifest in a different way, which ended up being brand photography, which is to this day what I do full time in addition to ShexShines is brand and product photography for women-owned businesses. So I get to travel, work with female entrepreneurs, create my own schedule. But it took a lot of floundering to figure that out. Meanwhile, side note here, my photography business is called the Shine Studio. So that's like the shine portion. And then I'll let Alex share the she portion.
Are you gonna tell my part too? So yeah, while Anna Laura was doing the Shine Studio, I had realized that one of the reasons I wasn't really fitting into network marketing is everyone, at least within my kind of team and upline, was all about the laptop lifestyle, quit your job. And I actually really love my job. And I still, right now, I am still a full-time medical speech language pathologist. I love what I do and I love helping people. And so I was like, it just felt like friction, like me trying to put out all this content about quitting my job, join me, quit your job, when I didn't even really want to do that. So I felt like I wasn't getting good guidance in terms of really how to be a multi-passionate woman, which was really a big like kind of fire for us to start ShexShines. But while Anna Laura was doing photography, I was like, you know what? Let me just start hosting events around the city and let me see if there are other women like me, other career women who have an entrepreneurial spirit and they're interested in pursuing passions outside of work. I didn't know what it would look like. My literal first event, I made a post on Instagram about it. Like that was the event. It was a local like pizzeria in the city. And there was no decorations. There was no host. There was nothing. I begged some of my friends to come early and hold tables for me. And that was that. And that was the first event. And it kind of just spiraled into more events around the city. And that was called She with Alex Winter. And Anna Laura started doing photography at my events. And we kept saying, we would meet up after, go over, the pictures, and I would go to her event, she would go to mine. And, it really was just this collaboration. And at one point we were like, you know what, we should probably do something together because we have two different kind of communities here, but if we brought them together, it would really be something cool. Anna Laura serving these female entrepreneurs and myself, a career woman who had an entrepreneurial spirit. And we're like, wow, we could, at the time we didn't know it was multi-passionate. We were just calling it, career women with entrepreneurial spirit. And it was everything. It was bloggers, it was creators, it was influencers. It was, we really just, we had it. We went to everyone. We hadn't kind of niched down into that just multi-passionate woman. But that's really how it started. And when we got together and said, well, what should we do? We said, well, we should host an event together and we should call it ShexShines. And it kind of just fit really well since I was She with Alex Winter and she was the Shine Studio. And and then Anna Laura came over to my house and we sat on my living room floor for about 4 hours with a bottle of champagne and planned out our
giant
first event.
Whiteboard.
And a whiteboard. And that event, funny story, never happened. The first event that we planned. No, this was pre-COVID. But it didn't happen because the timing just, it just wasn't right. And it was funny because after we spent all that time together, like literally, Lauren, we had planned out everything, like sponsors, we had broken up. I was going to research, venues. Anna Laura was going to research gift bags. And like, we had broken up everything, the timing of the event, what was going to happen. And then we just didn't like talk to each other for like 2 weeks. We were like, I guess we're not doing this event. And it was nothing, no, like bad feelings or anything. It wasn't the right timing. And so we ruminated on it a bit and came up with who we wanted to serve and kind of like refined the event. Cause the original one was a little bit all over the place. We wanted to do like yoga.
Oh, it was 100% all over the place.
It was, what it
start
is.
off, right?
It was every event we've ever hosted, but like in one. And being that we were not really event planners and we were kind of just dipping our toes in the event waters, we didn't know what it took to, find a venue space and decorate it and have people come and tickets. And so of course the first thing that went to our mind was like, let's do everything. And it didn't happen. But by the time the first event actually did happen, which was like January 2018, we were ready and we knew what we kind of knew what we were doing, but we had a better idea than the last time.
Yes.
A phenomenal story. First of all, I absolutely love the starting where you were like, well, when I was, and let's start off with your name, first of all, and then I'll get into that. I didn't know that it was your two separate businesses, like your two separate entities, and then you kind of morphed them together. And I think that's really important, especially with networking, that we get to work with people that have opposite, not necessarily opposite, but
we were different.
Different. And then you just get to kind of mold them together and it makes this beautiful business. And I think that is a very inspiring part of your story, because as entrepreneurs, we don't always have to do things alone. And the fact that you two like went with it and ran, I think that's really inspiring. Because though I have worked with other women in the past, most of my, like, I hire people to work with me and all these things, but I love that your primary business is working together, period. I absolutely love that. I have like a side project going on with one of my best friends right now, and who knows, maybe in the future that might be my main offer, but I absolutely love that. And the fact that you, Alex, you just put it on Instagram and was like, this is a meetup. Like, and that's the thing, is like messy action. Let's do it.
I mean, you don't know what you don't know. And here's what I did know: Instagram. And I knew I had X amount of followers, and I knew out of all of those followers, someone was having an idea of a business on top of their full-time job, and that much I was confident in. I don't know if it was one person or 10 or 100, but I knew there was at least one. And I think that's all you need is the ability to know there is at least one person out there who's interested in what I have to say. It's not going to be the prettiest. It wasn't like, I didn't have a professional photographer. I don't even know what the photo was, probably a selfie or something I took on my iPhone. So I'm going to age myself here, but maybe like an iPhone 6 or 7 or something. And that was it. Hey, this is what I'm doing. And come meet me at this bar and let's talk. And I think maybe 10 women came.
That's a big turnout for just like
it was wonderful. And I learned so much about hosting events, and from the women who came there, they gave me such great ideas about how to host events in the future. And I'll never forget this. Parisha Smith, who she now owns a real estate company called True & Co. But she had another business at the time. And she was like, Alex, you have something really special here. You know what I think you should do? Because she knows I love champagne, and so does Anna Laura. But she was like, you should have like something signature at your event. And I was like, tell me more, because I don't know anything, right? Again, I'm very new to this. And she goes, you should pop a bottle of champagne at each event, or you should incorporate that into each event. And I was like, I love that idea. And literally we have done it at every event since.
And our tagline is actually connection, community, girl talk with a glass of champagne in hand.
Yes.
I love that. And for the listeners right now, because during COVID, we didn't have in-person events. How did you make that transition from in-person events to being online? And then the follow-up question will be, what is to come for you guys and ShexShines?
Yes. So this is a two-parter, because for us, it wasn't just the pandemic that hit in 2020. I had also moved to Austin, Texas. So Alex and I couldn't do together in person as much. I would still fly back to Philly and do shoots with my clients there. And Alex and I, we would have we call them bizcations, where we'd plan out everything for ShexShines. And, it's our time to be together and like go hard in the paint on our goals and update our photo shoots and things. But, we're juggling that country move. And then trying to establish a new network in a new city, being Austin. And then the pandemic hit, like 6 months into it.
Yeah.
And Lauren, we had events lined up for every
For the
single
year,
month of
the
2020.
whole year. We had
In
sponsors,
2
venues.
cities.
Yeah.
All of it lined up for everything. And then the pandemic hit. We're like, all right, well, scratch that.
Yeah.
And it ended up being such a blessing for us, though, that we didn't even know we needed,
Mhm.
because it freed us up to just get even more refined. I mean, since that first event that didn't happen, we were just kind of been flying by the seat of our pants, not really like questioning like too much on who we were serving, what we were doing, what is the purpose of this event, of all these things that we're doing. So we got to get really clear and just like get quiet for a minute. And that ended up being the start of our podcast, which allowed us to come together, Alex and myself, to come together and still provide value, but to even more people than just in Philadelphia or just in Austin, Texas. We're able to reach people all over the country, and then the world through a podcast. So we think podcasts are super cool. Podcasts are super cool. As,
oh yeah.
You can attest to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really great to have that time to get really quiet and clear. And then it also allowed us to start at the time it was the ShexShines Academy, which is a group coaching program. We had tons of resources from a lot of our podcast guests, a lot of our connections, and from our network in both Philadelphia and Austin and all over, providing these resources to help other women-owned businesses. And over time, what we realized is that wasn't actually the most effective way our community needs to be served. Like these women, as much as we love community and we want to bring people together, our community learns best, and we learn best actually through one-on-one, like high touch, highly personal interactions.
Yeah.
And so that evolved into our VIP mentorship program, which is what we do now, primarily. And then I'll let Alex handle the future of ShexShines as well.
Yeah, I want to say it was funny though too, because I think when the pandemic hit, we pivoted very quickly as well into virtual events. And it really was a wonderful way for us to grow our community, and really allowed for the time when we got back into in-person events that people were like so excited to like meet up with us like in person, if and when it was possible. So that time we were doing virtual, we were hosting these like we would call them happy hours online, but just again, giving women the space to connect with other women like them, especially in the time of the pandemic when it was really hard, right? To find that community and especially that in person. And so we were so happy that we were able to still grow our community. And we also had the wonderful opportunity to launch a TV show during that time that focused on businesses hit hardest by the pandemic, on Comcast Rise. So we were primarily focusing on minority-owned business owners, and just to give them a platform to share their voice and their stories has also been so amazing. So a lot of good things came out of that kind of crazy time. But as Anna Laura said, our primary offer is our VIP mentorship program. And depending on the time that this airs, Anna Laura is due with twins, or will have already had her twins.
She will have already had twins.
Okay, so she's a new mom of twin boys. Yay!
Yay! Yay! Here we are in
the future. So we are on maternity leave right now. And we have a digital product called our Passion to Profit Playbook, which is going to help it's made specifically for multi-passionate women, help walk you through all those crazy squirrel-brained ideas that you have and really solidify them into a cohesive idea that's going to give you the confidence to pitch yourself. It's going to give you the confidence to reach out to other people to work with. It's going to give you an evergreen content map and just so many other goodies that we know our VIP clients have benefited from. So since we're going to be on maternity leave, we still want to kind of give this gift to our community, and share that with them. That's going to really help them take that passion to profit, right? Like we said, our goal is to help you ditch that overwhelm that we know comes with being a multi-passionate, and help show you how to actually make money. Because as you heard our beginnings in network marketing, it can you can get stuck in a side hustle that starts eating your time and your money. And at least for us, we weren't seeing as much money coming in, as much effort as we were putting out. And that wasn't to say we were bad. We were actually great businesswomen, but we were just in the wrong industry. And so being able to shift and help other women find their passions and find a way to hone in on that multi-passionate skill and actually make a profit from all of their crazy ideas, because yes, it can be done. That is what's to come with ShexShines. So we're really excited, and hopefully we can share that link with all of you and Lauren in the show notes.
Of course. Yeah, that will be in the show notes 100%. And I absolutely love the idea of helping multi-passionate entrepreneurs, because I think every single entrepreneur has so many fabulous ideas, and really honing in on that one thing at one time to move the needle in that one part of your business, and then growing all the other aspects. Because it's a huge thing. Like, you have all these like shiny objects all over the place, you're like
shiny object syndrome.
Yeah. 100%. And you don't mean
100%.
to, but like, so many coaches are always trying to, like, they always are talking about, ooh, this is how I made my money. And you're like, huh, interesting. Right.
And that's what happens. If you don't, and that's what happened to us. If you do not find the right coach or mentor for you, and you are truly multi-passionate, you may get stuck with someone who is going to tell you to just pick one thing, or just focus on one thing. And where we shine, no pun intended, but maybe is showing you how to really find a home for all of your ideas in a way that is going to allow you to make money, right? Which is the goal. There's nothing wrong with that. It is a business, but also in a way that's not going to cause you overwhelm, because you do have so many other things going on. And just because you work a full-time job and grow a business doesn't make you any less of an entrepreneur, or just because you run two businesses doesn't make one of those businesses any less than the other. So we really want to show multi-passionates that there is a place for you. You just need the right mentorship and the right person to guide you along and show you how to really, like we said, hone in on that multi-passionate skill of yours.
I absolutely love that, because I definitely am one of those people with like way more than a handful of things going on. So
yes, we can relate.
Yes, 1,000%.
Yeah, I love it. So after, because I know, how long are you going to be on maternity leave? Anna Laura?
Till like March-ish 2022. Assuming all goes well. We are, just always praying for that. But March is 2022. And then we're opening back up the doors to our VIP mentorship program. At that time, we're going to start, excuse me.
Oh, it's okay. My dog, I'm pretty sure you heard my dogs barking like 10 minutes ago, we keep it real here.
Our house is turning into Noah's Ark really quick. We have 2 dogs and 2 kids on the way. I mean, it's just like, it's out of control here. So we got like multiple passions, multiple businesses, like everything is multiplied here.
No, I absolutely love it. And from the listeners today, will they be expecting maybe in-person meetups in the year 2022, or is that more 23-ish?
No, for sure. For sure 2022.
Awesome.
And also, pending the Omarion variant and how all of that goes. But we have planned an event in February in Philadelphia.
Love it.
And then we are also hoping, Anna Laura is in Charleston right now, so we are hoping to soon tap into that Charleston community and introduce Charleston to ShexShines.
I love it.
Cannot wait. Yes. And then in the future, our dream, like we always talk about our Champagne dream, and one of our big things is ShexShines by the shore, and having this beautiful retreat for women, for multi-passionate women with an entrepreneurial spirit, like to come together and really just learn from one another the same way Alex and I did. So like going back to our roots and really having that in-person community on the beach with champagne, and we just all get to learn from each other. So that is definitely on the docket for the future of ShexShines.
I absolutely love it. And I think going back to your roots and helping women really get to sorry, is my what is this called? My audio. I'll obviously edit this out. My audio was just really crackly right there.
No,
I can hear you.
good to me.
Oh, that was weird because I was talking and I was like I was like, what in the heck is going on with my audio? Anyways, here we go again. I think it's really important and what really stuck out to me in the last couple of minutes is the fact that you wanted to go back to your roots and help women really just connect and learn from each other. Because I absolutely love, even though I am a mentor to people, I have those same people that are teaching me things, mentor me as well. And I think that's so important. So I absolutely love that. So for the listeners today, how can they find you? Or what's your primary platform? Do you have a website? All the good, juicy details.
Yes, we are all over Instagram, of course, because that's where we met. You can check us out at ShexShines and also visit ShexShines.com.
I love that. And is everyone going on to ShexShines on Instagram, or do you two have separate Instagram pages that you guys promote as well?
Oh, yeah. Yes, and then we have our own private ones as well, or private, personal. I meant personal, not private. They're very much public.
And I'm certain they could find those, and we could put those in the show notes as well.
Yeah. You can, Anna Laura's Anna Laura Summer, and I'm Alexandria.winter, winter with a Y. So yeah, we're summer and winter, but that'll be business too. Business idea too when we're old ladies. But
I love it.
Yeah, link it all in the show notes. Go stalk us, send us DMs. We're very chatty, as you can tell. Please DM us. We'll love it.
I love it. Thank you, ladies, so much for all of the insight with how you were able to grow your business, pivot through COVID and all of the craziness, and still be able to just come up on top and just work together as a community and as two women in a business. So I just wanted to say thank you for your time. And
thank you.
Of course, for the listeners out there, go find She Shines on Instagram. And on that, I will see, and you guys will be listening in next Wednesday. So I will talk to you then. Bye loves.
Bye.
I hope you are so excited about where you're going, because I know I'm excited for you. Thank you so much for listening in today. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you shared it with a girlfriend or posted it on social media. Tag me so I could personally say thank you. I am so grateful. And until next time,